Yo, everybody, welcome back. And to start the show off, I want to discuss this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan film that came out on the internet this week. It was removed from Vimeo, then magically resurfaced on YouTube, and had people all over social media saying, if only we would make this version of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I would see that movie. And that is a terrible line of thinking. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is a corny children's television show that I loved as a youth, but should not be made with full frontal nudity, drug use, impalement, etc. It makes no sense. Why would you make an adult version of a children's franchise? Because you know who can't see R-rated movies? Children, who would go and buy the toys. It just makes no sense to me. If anything, we should age up like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, you know? So I'd like to see what Montgomery behaves like as like a surly old man. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Guys, it's Geek 360, stick around. I know it's working. Some sort of YouTube video has started. This is live. Heyo! And we are here for Geek 360. With me, as always, is my co-host, Stephanie Pressman. Stephanie, how are you?
I'm wonderful, Tommy. How are you?
I am doing just great. We're going to get going with a couple of news topics to cover. First things up, guys, the Japanese have done it again. They are building a Godzilla theater and hotel in Japan where guests can see movies and stay in a hotel and be terrorized by Godzilla. Now, to me, this is a brilliant line of thinking. What's the biggest threat to Japan? Godzilla. So let's build a hotel in honor of him. For America, I believe we should be building more Bigfoot hotels. And possibly, what's that thing? Chupacabras. Chupacabra hotels. I agree that embracing your enemy and building a luxury hotel around it is much more healthy than just fearing it trampling your city.
Yeah, I mean, I've used Priceline a bunch of times and had this scary reality of having bloody sheets or towels. So I'd like to face my fears in a hotel with big lizard hands, Godzilla, kaiju hands coming out over my bed or seeing Godzilla through the window. That sounds awesome to me. I like those kind of fears in my hotel.
I agree. Much better than bloody sheets.
So the secret word today, Tommy, is Netflix.
The word of the day. Netflix.
Netflix!
Why is that?
It's because Netflix is bringing Pee-wee Herman back for the holiday season.
Ooh.
Pee-wee's Big Holiday, which is a project that he's doing with Judd Apatow.
Beautiful.
Coming this holiday season to Netflix. So I said Netflix again. You were supposed to scream.
Sorry, sound guy. Troy. Sorry, Troy.
So I'm excited about it. I mean, in 2011, I think, was when they started doing the tour again. They did the Pee-wee tour, and so now we're gonna have him back in our homes on Netflix.
That's pretty exciting news. I hope he does the dance. I hope we get a large Marge cameo. Frankly, as a boy, that frightened me. I had to fast forward through that part as a child, but as an adult, I enjoy watching it. Some more large Marge to be expected. Some sad news for my 8-year-old cousins. YouTube has announced that they have come out with an application for iPhone and Android called YouTube for Kids, which gives you access to kid-friendly content and eliminates all of that, all the twerking videos. Basically, I know every time I go home to New York and hang out with my cousins, they're firing up the iPad and showing me all sorts of UFO abduction videos and Russian girls booty shaking. So it's going to be a tough day for them, but probably overall a smart strategy to keep it kid-friendly.
Yeah, let's leave the porn for the adults.
Yeah.
That's my thought. So I think like the coolest news that I heard this week is Marvel is coming out with a new series, Thor's. I mean, because if there isn't one thing I love, which is Thor, then I get all the different kinds of Thor. We got Robo Thor, we got Frog Thor, we've got female Thor, all together in a gang battling crime. It's a crime murder mystery show with all different kinds of Thors.
It's like Law and Thorder. I'll see myself out.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like the idea of multiple Thors, you know? You said the frog's name is Throg?
Throg the Frog.
Throg the Frog. Rolls right off the tongue. I can't see how this will go wrong. I'm looking forward to Thor's. I'm also looking forward to our guest. After this break, we're going to be talking with Joe Hanson from Joe Goes on YouTube. But first, we got a quick message from John Schnepp and his new show, Sweaty Nerds.
Netflix.
It's time to get sweaty. It's time to get sweaty.
Start over. Sweaty, sweaty. You want to get super sweaty?
Oh my God, look at
So you want to start reading some comics, huh?
Hey, I'm John Schnepp, and you're watching Sweaty Nerds, the show that covers comic books, science fiction, special effects, fantasy, movies, video games.
anything that gets you sweaty.
We're going to be covering, so check it out.
Activate.
I remember seeing it in the theater, and it blew me away.
10 hours makeups, 5 minutes of shooting, and then like 4-hour removal. And that was a shoot day.
How awesome does this just look? I never really understood the character of Superman until I read this.
Absolutely one of the best sci-fi movies ever made. You have to see it because it holds up to today.
It's the best game ever. It is undisputed. You need to play this game before you die or I will cry.
I'm turning into something.
I think he focuses on the right things in sci-fi. I think some science fiction films get bogged down in showing you all this cool stuff.
Sure.
Sweaty nerds.
It's a wedding.
Sweaty.
Sweaty.
Sweaty nerds!
You will watch it.
Only on the stream.tv and...
Sprinkle, 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 go!
Law and Order, you guys. It never gets old. It's already gotten a little old. If you notice, I'm a little sad today, and that's because we are out of Hint Water. So John Legend wins an Oscar. He's an investor in Hint Water. Maybe he's a little too busy to replenish our supply. John, I'm thirsty, and this tap water may be poisoned.
Come on, Tommy. Just chill.
Dear God, what have we done? Guys, this is a very special, almost reunion episode, which is great for a season finale. We are joined today by a true geek, and I mean that with the warmest parts of my heart, an old friend of mine. Give it up for Joe Hanson. Joe, how are you?
I'm good. How
Good.
are you?
I'm doing great now. It feels good to be back with you. You know, a lot of people don't know this. Joe and I began a very successful YouTube channel together. I was quickly panned by all viewers while Joe was embraced and beloved, and now Joe just does it alone, and it's for the best.
I mean, focus groups don't lie.
That's true. And neither do YouTube commenters, evidently. So we had the Academy Awards on Sunday, and Big Hero 6 took home the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. Now, the Lego Movie, which was not nominated, also had a song. Everything is Awesome nominated for Best Original Song, and they did a live performance that featured members of the cast. Will Arnett as Batman, Lonely Island came out and did a rap. Tegan and Sarah, who performed the song,
I love
came
Tegan
out.
and Sarah.
Stephanie's a big Tegan and Sarah fan. I'm growing to love Tegan and Sarah in my own way. You know, we're all about evolving here. Now, they handed out those little Lego Oscars, though, to people, and I noticed Oprah was hanging on to her Lego Oscar for the rest of the show. So I'm saying, did the Lego Movie kind of overshadow Big Hero 6 during the Oscars? And should the Lego Movie have won Best Animated Feature and been nominated in the first place? I loved it personally.
I really, really enjoyed the Lego Movie. I thought that it was unique and original. I mean, obviously based on a toy that already existed, but it was really unique and original. However, I was a bigger fan of Big Hero 6. I thought it had all of the heart from Up and all of the funny adventure stuff from The Incredibles, and it like took both of those kind of things from Disney and merged them together, and it was one of my favorite films of last year. I totally thought it deserved it. Now, the Lego Movie gave an amazing performance, and I agree. Oprah looked super happy with her Lego Oscar. But I think Big Hero 6, it was well deserved.
Well, both are great movies, but it's crazy that Lego Movie wasn't even nominated.
Right.
And I think here's why Lego Movie didn't win. Like the Academy Awards, they don't like movies that are fun or funny or about
Yeah.
joy.
They like depressing movies, like about World War II and people with AIDS.
Right.
So if the Lego movie, if they want to win an Oscar, they should make Lego Movie 2 and make it be about all the characters like going to war and dying.
Yes.
Well,
And the song is Everything is Depressing. And that would win Oscars.
Yes.
there is a second Lego movie that's already in the works. So
Is everybody going to have AIDS in it?
Well, the
and go
thing
to
about
war?
Legos that are hard is you could just replace their parts. You know, a head falls off, you just pop the head right back on. So
Right.
Legos, in a way, have some sort of immortality.
You can't make it depressing. That's the problem.
It's just so hard to make Legos depressing. Damn it. Well, I'm going to have to boost myself up with some good news that I'm super excited about. Starz announced that Ash versus the Evil Dead TV show, will premiere October 31st, just brief of 9 months from now, and it's starring Bruce Campbell. Sam Raimi is going to direct the pilot. It's executive produced by Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi. It's based on a script written by Sam Raimi and Ivan Raimi that was never turned into a movie. I'm pretty excited. I'm also excited to see what happens because it's going to be going head-to-head with The Walking Dead. And Bruce Campbell had a pretty funny interview this week where he said that they're going to, and I'm going to censor myself here, effing annihilate those other zombies, which was pretty good. Are you guys going to be tuning in?
Well, I'm a huge fan of Evil Dead, and I'll tune in no matter what. Is it going to compete with Walking Dead? I don't really think so. I mean, Evil Dead always parodies itself. So it's fun and funny and full of humor, and Walking Dead is Walking Dead.
Cool! Cool! Well, yeah, people are like, oh, there's not room for 2 zombie shows. Yes, there is. I mean, there's room for 900 shows about sexy doctors and sexy cops and fat guys with hot wives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, why not? And I think the half-hour format will make it different.
Yeah.
But it'll just be different because it's Bruce Campbell.
Right.
You know, like, they remade Evil Dead, and it was like, well, this is cool, but there's no Bruce Campbell in it.
Right.
You know, on Walking Dead, they're like, we have a Daryl, but Evil Dead can be like, we have a Bruce Campbell.
Yeah,
and he's, like, the most awesome, you know, I want to see the chainsaw hand.
Right.
And
I want it all. He's supposedly playing like a kind of like grizzled, like been through the ringer version of Ash, where he's like this like old sage almost.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's funny. I'm sure he meant that comment in jest, but it is a nice little friendly competition. But really, Evil Dead is almost at times comedy, whereas there's almost nothing funny about Walking Dead intentionally. Sometimes the zombies are a little ridiculous.
As long as season 2 isn't on a farm.
That's
for the
true.
Evil Dead
Entirely on a farm. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'll be watching. You guys will be watching. That sounds great. We hope you guys keep watching us, but we're going to take a quick break right now with a message from the stream.tv.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
So this is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy. It was hot. It was heated. I was into it.
You are going to be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama. Tell them go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on the stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Welcome back, everybody. Stephanie, you got a Geek of the Week for us?
Do I ever? Our Geek of the Week this week is a really awesome blog based here out of Southern California called Good Nerd, Bad Nerd. And Good Nerd, Bad Nerd, they give reviews on movies and games and everything that is, nerdy in pop culture today, as well as they like to expose people to new things. They have a podcast and a blog, and they have a staff of about 6 churning out good stuff. So here, I drink this Just Chill to you, Geek of the Week. Good
Nice.
Nerd, Bad Nerd.
Do they have Twitter handles and whatnot?
All of that stuff. It's at Good Nerd, Bad Nerd.
Beautiful. How good is that? Good to get the jump on that Twitter handle and no underscores. I always feel like the underscore can hurt you.
I hope that's right.
It is correct. I know because I researched our Geeks of the Week, as I always do.
I thought you were going to give it to me. I thought that's why I was coming on.
You're our Geek of the Millennium, Joe. We're going to present you with a silver chastity belt.
And a Just Chill.
Guys, speaking of new things, we're trying out a little something new on the season finale. We've got our producer, Brian Conowall, in the live chat with you guys right now. We're going to kick it over to him. Brian, who are you chatting with right now?
Control to Tommy. Are you there?
I am there.
Yes. I got a lot of cool people in there. I got main man #1 fan for Quad in the chat room. I've got Jack Sad. I've got Spatiality. I got a lot of Joe Hanson fans in there. Who else do we have?
Mostly my family.
I got the Jet City Muse and Yeti Bowtie 555.
Beautiful.
and they've got questions for you.
All right, fire a question down the pipe.
You want a question? Hold on here. I'm multitasking over here in control room.
You're doing great, man.
Can Joe ask the questions? That would be funnier that way. All right, well, okay. What else do we have here? And I can't say that one. Okay.
Oh boy.
There's no current questions going on right now.
Okay, so this is
great.
You lied to us.
Yes, I did.
Well, we did ask Joe to ask us questions. So.
Can Joe? Yeah, Joe, ask us a question.
Joe, ask some questions.
All right, just about anything?
Yeah, sure. Ask me anything.
All right. If you were in a zombie show, who would you play?
I would play victim #1 because I'm not very smart. Sharp objects scare me. I probably wouldn't even be taken by a zombie. I'd trip on a rake and hit my head on a rock.
If you were a zombie, would you rather eat me or Steph?
Ooh, I don't know. I think I would probably rather eat Steph.
You think she's more delicious than me?
Oh, it's a tough call. Tough call. But I think I'm gonna go with Steph.
All right. How does that make you feel?
I feel okay with that. I mean, I am meaty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very meaty.
These are the type of hard-hitting questions that have me replacing Brian Williams on weeknights.
These are great. Brian, thank you so much for being in the chat. Now, guys, I'm going to make a confession. I am actually legitimately excited about a video game coming out. Now, as I state every week on this show, I'm not much of a gamer. But there is a title coming out this summer, Arkham Knights, that I'm super excited about. It's a Batman game. It appears the Scarecrow is the lead villain. I'm always up for a good button-mashing Batman punch-around. I think that's the official title.
You've never
of the
played
genre.
a Batman game in your life.
I'm not even familiar with what video games are. But I saw a trailer for this game. I thought it was an animated movie. Turns out you can play it. I don't know. I think I'm going to put a little money into it, become a bit of a gamer this summer. Are you guys excited about any games coming out?
Oh, I'm super excited about Lego Jurassic World. That's going to come out with the movie.
Wow.
I mean, what we need is more Chris Pratt Lego games.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like you have a crush.
Oh, Chris Pratt's amazing. Good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
High fives, Chris Pratt.
High five to Chris Pratt. Joe, you play video games quite frequently.
Right. I'm very excited about Ecco the Dolphin 2.
On Sega Genesis?
Yeah, it's coming back.
It's coming out just for the Genesis.
Just for Genesis. 3, actually, it's the third one.
Oh.
Yeah. I had the same one you have, the Batman one, because I believe it's going to be rated M.
Yes.
For mature.
For mature. So I'm excited to see how that's going to be different. Is he just going to be ripping off heads or what?
Well,
or maybe it's just going to be hardcore sex scenes with Robin.
Whoa,
maybe that's
that could be 50 Shades of Bat. We don't know. It could be 50 Shades of Grayson. I am on fire today.
Yeah.
It's the hint water. We have no hint water. I'm not hydrated. I feel like a man on an island, and there is no hint water to surround that island. It's just an island.
Right.
It's a sad island.
And then it might not come out this year or at the end of the year, but I think Nintendo might be coming out with the new Zelda.
Oh.
And I heard that it's like open world, like kind of Grand Theft Auto Hyrule Edition.
Nice.
And I think that if that happens, that could be really awesome.
So have Link ripping hookers out of cars and stealing their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
And then it makes the sound.
Excellent.
Nicely done.
Excellent. And a pretty big breakthrough in the technology world also happened earlier this week when Universal Remotes stepped up their game with the announcement of the Ray, which is almost a smartphone-like device that can be programmed to use all of your functions. Now, for me, this is a bit of a nightmare because I rely on multiple remotes because I usually lose one. And then I get so frustrated, but I take comfort in the fact that there's another thing that I have a remote for. So if I lose my cable remote, I fire up the Apple TV, and then usually I remember where the cable remote went. If it's all on this thing, I guarantee I am without technology within 30 minutes. Do you think it's smart to program them all to a phone like this, or are we better off having a bunch of remotes and a lot of options?
Yeah, it looks like a really cool gadget that I will never buy.
Yeah.
Like I don't really mind having multiple remotes because I will break this. It will shatter into.
Yeah.
The screen will be cracked, and yeah.
I mean, a TV remote without like a smartphone technology or smartphone capabilities costs what, like $11? This
Right.
thing's got to be hundreds of dollars.
Can it control old people's pacemakers?
Well, that's a whole different question.
Like what can it control stoplights? Can it,
if it does, I'm in.
So there's already apps for your smartphone and for your like iPads and tablets.
Mm-hmm.
There's already apps where you can control from there. I mean, our TV, you can watch YouTube. You just click it over, and YouTube comes up on the TV. So I don't really see that this is that exciting. I mean, I'm still more excited about the Harry Potter Universal Remote with the wand. I still want one of those.
I'm sorry, what?
There is a universal remote that is a wand, and you swish and flick to change the channels and the volume.
Santa has failed to bring this to me
I
the
know.
last several Christmases?
and when you swish and
either.
flick, the phone says, "You'll be alone forever."
But yeah, that's the universal remote I endorse, and I'm all about, please send me one.
It comes with a sorting hat that says, don't go out tonight,
Yeah,
just
it says,
stay in.
We've sorted you in the friend zone forever.
Stay in and watch Netflix.
You guys.
You missed the word of the day! Oh, Netflix. Thank you.
My bad.
You guys are real bad at this.
Is that what he does?
We've said it so many times.
Dear God. Joe?
I'm drunk.
Oh, no. Off of whatever's in that mug. Joe, while we have you here, we got to talk to you about this recent adventure that you went on. Now, everybody who's watching, tuned in for Joe already knows this, but if you don't know who Joe is, Joe runs a very successful YouTube channel called Joe Goes.
Yes.
And in those, you kind of do man on the street style interviews?
Yeah, like funny interviews with people on the street.
Yeah, and you recently went on a pretty ambitious expedition.
Yep, to Burbank.
Burbank. Perfect. And also another one.
And Glendale.
Glendale, great.
No, I went to, are you ready?
Yes.
The Philippines, Thailand, Australia, New Zealand, and Hawaii.
Wow.
And you got to visit some pretty geeky tourist destinations while you were there, right? Especially in New Zealand, right?
I went to Hobbiton.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah. Finally, a place Joe size. I was very excited.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was great. We actually, the Hobbiton people let us do a private tour, so I got to go through Hobbiton with the tour guide. So
Nice.
that'll be a whole separate episode. Wow, there's me. I'm so creeped out right now.
There's you and your signature Calvin Ball T-shirt. And I got the most high-res photo I could.
And I also went to Weta Studios and went to the Weta Cave where they have all these figurines and props and costumes from Lord of the Rings.
Awesome.
So that was a really cool episode too.
That's great.
Yeah.
And when can we expect these new episodes to come out?
I'd say like March 2024.
March 2024, so it's going to be a long wait.
It's going to be a long wait.
It's a good thing your fans really love you. I'm pretty sure right now the live chat is just, everyone else should leave besides Joe. Joe should stay on and he should just interview people.
Well, why is Tommy asking all the questions?
Well, that's good.
Stephanie can stay. I like her.
Thanks, internet people.
Generally, internet commenters and me, we start off very rocky, and then I win them over by telling them I'll do anything for their approval. Now, Joe and I actually used to do some sketches together, and I thought since it's Thursday, we'd do a little throwback Thursday with a sketch that Joe and I did almost 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
It's a little music ditty. I think it's pretty catchy, so check it out, and we'll be right back.
Let us know who you think has aged worse.
Come to my party.
You're invited.
Come to my party.
You're invited.
Come to my party.
You're invited.
Yeah. Come to my party.
All right, everybody, listen, we're throwing a party, and you don't want to miss it. This isn't a special occasion. We just want to hang out, know what I'm saying? We've got drinks and we've got snacks, so come have a good time, relax. 8 o'clock, so bring your friends. A question mark is when it ends. You can put your coat over there. Maybe we can play truth or dare. We can have fun at full throttle. Maybe we can play spin the bottle.
Hey, I can't make it.
That's fine.
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 Hey, I can't make it.
You already told us.
Oh, I forgot.
That's fine. Come to my party. You're invited. Come to my party. You're invited. Come to my party.
Please?
Come to my party.
It's just the two of us.
Come to my party.
It's getting weird.
Come to my party.
You said yes on Facebook.
Come to my party.
It's sad.
Come to my party.
I'm depressed. Oh, brings a tear to your eye, the memories.
And after this came out, I decided to never make music videos again.
It was fun to see all of our friends who have gotten much more famous than us in that video.
Exactly.
That was a lot of fun.
That was like one of the first videos on my channel before I started doing Joe Goes.
That's right.
I thought it was going to be a music video and sketch channel.
We both did.
How did Joe Goes get started?
I used to do a show on Current TV, Al Gore's cable network, where I did man on the street comedy videos. I would do stuff like go visit a dominatrix dungeon. You know what that's like.
Oh, yeah.
I'd go to a lumberjack competition. Yeah. You know what that's like.
Yeah.
And,
totally.
You know, I went and got a Wu-Tang tattoo, went to a black barber shop, and at Current TV, that kind of ended. And I thought, like, well, I'll make some videos on YouTube like I used to make for Current. So it just kind of blew up. And then I decided to quit the sketches and music videos, just focus on the interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a wise business decision, I would say. And it comes out great, and it's wildly successful. How many subscribers do you have now?
217,000.
Right. So you've increased by 200,000 since since the sketch days. So that's great.
Yes. Dropping Tommy is always great for business.
Yeah, really.
You might want to think about it.
How dare you? Well, Joe, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. They can subscribe. Your channel is called Joe Goes. Just as a reminder, they can follow you on Twitter.
Yep. I promise Tommy will not be on the channel.
I will never appear on the channel again. I can't say that. I will. I'll do anything if you ask me. Guys, we are going to take a month break from Geek 360, but we're going to come back with the season 2. We want you to check back in with our channel on the stream.tv and our Facebook page, Geek 360 Show. Because we're going to have updates and a lot of new things coming up when we come back March 26th.
March 26th.
Oh, I think March 25th is when my trip videos are going to start coming out.
Great. So the day before, check Joe's stuff out. The day after, come back and join us. We've had a lot of fun doing this show this first season. We've had a lot of help. We want to thank Steven, Kevin, and Kellen, and Pete behind the scenes. Troy doing sound. We appreciate that. Brian, our producer, trying his best over in that live stream. Probably sorting through a lot of profanity would be my guess. Stephanie, thank you so much for being a wonderful co-host.
And thank you, Tommy.
Guys, you can always tweet us at Geek360Show. You can email us at geek360show@gmail.com. Give us suggestions for the next season, and we will do our best to integrate them. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in a month.
Who would you rather date, me or Tommy?
Cliffhanger.
Can't I just have...
For more Geek 360, click subscribe on the stream.tv.